Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning. I'm filming, videoing, whatever the proper term is. I'm doing it this morning. It's early. I woke up about 2.5 hours before sunrise. I don't know if you can even see me. But just sat up in bed wide awake 2.5 hours before sunrise. And so I got up and did a nice little pour over coffee. I've got a little leftover in here, ready for action. And did some dishes and some stuff cleaning around the house. And then it's like now an hour and a half before sunrise. And I figured I'm gonna go out and do some photography, or at least look. I don't have much confidence that I'm gonna find anything good this morning. And that's kind of a shitty attitude, right? But checking the weather, it's just sunny and clear, and it's kind of cold. Like I look, it says 4 below, -4 Fahrenheit right now, which is kind of cold. And it sounds weird because that is like frigid cold, but we've had like really cold at night. We've had like some 15, 20 below stuff going on. And so on those super cold mornings, you get a lot of hoarfrost and fog and stuff that can be very interesting. And because it's warmer this morning, I'm not sure we're going to get that or not. And then with just the flat, sunny skies above any fog and stuff, I just don't know if landscape photography is going to be very productive this morning. So we'll see. My expectations are low, which could be great because it can be very easy to exceed those expectations. But of course, I'll be on the lookout for wildlife when it's this cold. There's not much stirring out there, but you never know. And that's why I'm going out. So I've got plenty of time to go out, go all the way north up into the park and scout around. And the light should be really nice regardless. And it'll be nice just to be out enjoying sunrise, even though it might not necessarily be great for photography. So that's the deal this morning. I thought I'd bring you along on a little video, and hopefully I can make at least one nice image today to have something to show you at the end of the video. But if I don't, that's fine too. So anyway, back to the road, and I've got like a 45-minute or so drive to get to like up around Jackson Lake and the Oxbow Bend up in that area, where I would probably expect there to be some fog up there. Oh, in the short time that I've been driving, the temperature now has dropped to -15 Fahrenheit. So that's a game changer, and actually coming right into some fog here. It's not thick fog, but there's definitely some fog out here. So maybe it'll be a little different than I thought. I mean, it already is. It's colder than I thought it would be, and there's some fog already just outside of town. So, all right, things are already looking up. Hang in there, and we'll see what I can find out here. All right, I just pulled up to Jackson Lake Dam, and it is currently 20 below 0 Fahrenheit. That's pretty cold. And the fog isn't quite as good as I was hoping up here. There's a little bit floating around and a little bit right at the base of Mount Moran, which I love. But like I can still see the trees and stuff out there on, I think that's called Donahoe Island. But if the fog was like all the way up and you just go from snow, frozen lake up to fog to Mount Moran, that can look really cool. But I still got 30 minutes before sunrise actually happens. So I'm going to set up a little time lapse. And this thing right here, little Panasonic Lumix, that is my time lapse device. So I'm going to set that up out here and then cruise around and look for a better situation for actual sunrise. So I'm just going to let this run while I'm out running around, and hopefully nobody steals it. There's not much traffic out here, but I'm gonna set it up right here on the side of the road, and just cross my fingers that people are good and don't want to steal it. But because it's 20 below, I'm gonna get it set up and ready to rock and roll right here instead of doing it out there where it's really cold. And maybe we'll get a decent time lapse out of it. I kind of hope. Okay, hang on. You'll see me out there in a second. All right, it's a little brisk out there. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for some fog to move around to expose the mountains. It's pretty nice, but I've been outside the car for a little bit and it's freaking cold. It's still 20 below out there. So I came back in here to have a little coffee and a little warming hut activity. So I still don't know if I'm going to come away with anything good this morning. I haven't yet. Maybe the time lapse. Maybe not. We'll see. I've still got a long ways to go, so I'm hopeful though. There's fog moving around and it could present a nice opportunity any second now. This stand of aspen trees that are covered in hoarfrost is really cool to me. I could spend hours here working on this scene, but it's too cold to spend hours here working on this scene. So I'm just trying to pick out some of the frost-covered branches with the right background, because I can get a background either with the dark conifers of the mountain behind it or some of the light fog that's behind it, or a combination of the two. And so trying to find that right combination of the right branches and the right background could take a virtual eternity. But I'm already too cold to like hold the camera steady. It's pretty frigid, but it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful out here. There's the Jeep with Mount Moran back there and the fog. It's pretty damn lovely, if I do say so my damn self. Thank you. So I'm going to go look for some more lovely stuff to photograph. All right, I just gave myself really bad news. I pulled back over here. The mountains, it ended up, it's gorgeous light, of course, as expected. And the fog was kind of cleared out and it would have made a really killer time lapse. But I just retrieved the time lapse camera and reviewed it and it's totally out of focus. So total operator error. I just, my only, I guess, excuse is that when I set it up, obviously it's 20 below out there, so I'm in a hurry to get it set up, but it was foggy when I set it up, and so I thought I had it focused when I set it up. And I mean, I had it locked on manual focus, so it wouldn't change through the exposure, but I just blew the focus, and I'm massively disappointed in myself because that would have been a really nice time lapse. So very disappointed in myself. That was going to save my video this morning, that killer time lapse, but I blew it. Grrr. All right, I got to make a recovery here and make some nice images. Actually, I've made some decent images so far, but I hope I'm gonna be able to make some more. But man, what a disappointment! All right, check this out. There's a bison standing under a tree over here in beautiful backlight and a frosty tree. So you'll never be able to see that out there. Maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna bring the 500 millimeter f5.6 out here. Now I have to get out of the car for any kind of shooting when it's this cold, because the heat diffraction will destroy any picture as the heat is pouring out of the window of the car, and also like pouring out from the engine compartment and everything. You actually even need to walk like 10 feet away from your car to make sure you're not getting that heat diffraction coming off the car, because it's still 18 below zero outside, and I want to make sure I get a nice sharp image here, at least as sharp as I can get, and got to avoid that heat diffraction. All right, I really like that actually. It's kind of a, the light is gorgeous out there, but it's also kind of a cool winter scene in that it kind of looks like the bison is using that tree for some kind of shelter. Even though it's not snowing or anything, it's almost like shelter from the cold out here. Which maybe that's what he's doing, or maybe he's just hanging out there anyways. But anyway, I like that photo. So that was well worth the stop there. And now, back on the road. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it. I made it back to town. It's now an hour and a half after sunrise. It's still beautiful out. There's still a little bit of fog floating around. But I got to get some stuff done today, so I got to get back to town and get on the computer. But anyway, it was wonderful to be out there as always. Beautiful morning, cold. But I survived, and I made a few images. So as always, I appreciate you watching the video and giving it a thumbs up. That helps other people to discover the channel. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or anything, and I'll do my best to answer those. And also keep in mind that I do private workshops and tours here in the Tetons, and I do them year-round. So if you're coming to town, or if you want to come to town and do some photography, get in touch with me at my website. There's a link below. And I love getting out there and instructing people and showing them around the area. So please do that if you're thinking about doing it, and let me know. So have a great day, and I'll see you on the next episode later on. Bye.